It's time to add some chords to our project. For that, we have to add an instrument capable of playing notes, not drums. I'm going to call up the old school Rhodes piano sound, and to follow along, you should too. But once you get the hang of writing chords, feel free to use something else. We'll start by right-clicking in the first clip in the new track and inserting a new MIDI clip. Then I'm going to resize the MIDI window so I can clearly see the keys on the left, and so the window takes up a little more space on the screen. Notice that the C keys are all labeled. There's an octave designation number next to each one too. This is really important. Your chords should live primarily in the C3 to C4 range. Writing harmony too low in a register gets in the way of the bass and it creates a kind of a muddy sound. Writing too high, although nice for special effect, can really get in the way of the melody too. So try to keep it right in the middle register. If your Q volume indicator is lit up blue, you'll be able to audition these notes to hear the different octaves. I'm going to set my grid to 1 bar. And I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut B to get the pencil tool activated. Chords are built on thirds. We're going to stay in the key of C for now, and all that means is that C is our home bass, and we can ignore all the black key notes. I'll put a C here. To build a C chord, we need to stack thirds on top of it. C is 1, so D is 2, and E is 3. I'll pop in an E right here. Now I'm going to put another third on top of that E, so I'll skip this note, which is F, and I'll pop in a G right here. Now we have C, E, and G, a C major chord. It's basically every other note starting on C. Another way to think of it is in scale degrees, 1, 3, and 5. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, etc. So C, E, and G make our C chord. Let's play around with this a little. We can put this chord up an octave. Hold the Shift key and hit the up arrow. Try a couple of different octaves. See what I mean about the extreme registers? Be careful where you write your chords. Now for some tricks. These 3 notes, C, E, and G, make up this C chord no matter what order they happen to be in. When you change the order of the notes from the bottom to the top, you're changing the inversion of the chord. This becomes super important when moving between different chords to create smooth voice leading. More on that later. The concept of inversions is pretty simple. This is a root position C chord because the root, C, is the lowest note in the chord. If I move it up an octave with my keyboard shortcuts, Shift and arrow keys, I'll still have the same notes, C, E, and G, but now they are arranged in what's called first inversion. Notice that the E is the lowest note in the chord now. If I grab that E and move it up an octave, I'll have, well, you guessed it, second inversion. If I do it again, I'm back in root position. I'm going to extend the length of this clip to 4 bars. Resize the window if you need to. And I'm going to select all. That's Control A. Then hit Control D to duplicate this chord 3 more times. Now I'm going to move some of these notes into a different octave to create a little motion. I can also double notes. For example, I'm going to put 2 C's into this chord. It's still a C chord. You can double any notes you like, but use your ear. Less is usually more. Here's another trick. The third of the chord, in this case it's E, can be removed and replaced with the notes on either side. The 2, which is D, or the 4, which is F. Remember, C is 1, so we count up from C. Doing so is called a suspension. If you got in trouble here at school, you could face suspension, that is removal from school for some period of time. Now, I know that would never happen to any of you, but the concept is the same. We're going to suspend the third, which means to remove it, and we're going to replace it with the 2, like this. The abbreviation of the word in music is sus. So this chord is now called C sus2. If I replaced the third with the fourth, it would be C sus4, like this. You can work these suspensions into your inversions too. Here are a few examples. Playing all the notes in a chord at the same time is only one way of introducing harmony into your projects. Another way is to play the notes of the chord individually, one after another. This is called arpeggiating a chord. Ableton makes it super easy to do this too. Switch from clip view to device view, that's Shift-Tab, and head over to the categories in the browser. Select MIDI effects and drag the arpeggiator over to the space right in front of the old school Rhodes device window. Play with the rate, which changes the subdivision of the notes. Listen to this. You can also play with the gate, which changes how long the notes last. And you can choose a playback style from this drop-down window up here. How about this one? You can play with the swing setting too if you like. Have fun with it. I would like you to create your own 4-bar clip of a C chord in different inversions with some suspensions. Once you have it, save your work as first chords, your name, and let me take a listen so I can give you credit. Good luck!